traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies. I'm super excited about this download and whatever I'm gonna pull on it. We are not pulling a player character today for the collective because this is just kind of like a general message that's almost like, I don't know, it's sort of like we have all of these narratives within the collective, right? But there's like repeating stuff. There are certain like characters or energies that are recurring and also specific themes. The biggest one being about this like wave of like manifestations, like these big manifestations going on for people. And I'm just like, what is that? Like all these partnerships and that, like, and all these creative projects. It is because I got the download the other day and I sat on it because I was just like, I want to be sure about this before I say it in general. And I know it's like not an automatic thing, but I'm just like, I don't want to say something when I'm just being high off my own supply. I don't think I am, but again, nothing is set in stone. And just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that like I'm saying it and so we can just sit on our slits here and everything's gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen. Like it's not going to unfold without people participating in it. However, we are entering an energetic window and it is like going to be open kind of for the next 5-ish years. So through like 2030 is kind of like like if we haven't done certain things by 2030, it's like we're not going to get any of this. But it's sort of like through like 2027 seems like fairly like relevant. But timelines are like iffy, but that's kind of in general like the window, right? And the energetic window is we have the potential to go into the mega happy timeline. Ever since like the inciting event, and it doesn't really have to do with like politics, it's just I'm using this as the inciting event. Ever since Trump announced his intentions to run for president back then, that day, there was a great energetic shift. And I remember telling people, I was like, oh no, y'all better prepare, he's gonna win. Everybody's telling me I'm crazy. Everybody, even the people who wanted him to win, who are diehard, because obviously I'm not a Trump fan, but I'm just like, I was telling people, I was like, no, it's going to be Trump. The energy has moved. They're like, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy. All right, I'm crazy. Cool. So anyway, ever since that day, people have jokingly said like, oh, we're on the bad timeline. It's not a joke. Like we are on the bad timeline for really real. Even the people who were like down with Trump and all of his politics or whatever, they aren't really happy with the way things are going either. Like no one is. However, there is an energy, like the energy is already moving. The energy is already here. It is available for us to use it to get us on the mega happy timeline. That is not completely closed to us. Oh, that's impossible. We could never be on the mega happy. Okay, well then you don't want the mega happy timeline. You want to stay in the shit. Okay? And that's just like, that's what I'm saying. You can't just listen to someone say, we have the opportunity to move into the mega happy timeline, to co-create that in reality, and then just go, oh, well, that's impossible. Then you're not going to the mega happy timeline. You're not on board. You are not committed to sparkle motion. Okay, so this is for people who believe that we can go to the mega happy timeline where things are working out. And here is what we need to like reverse for this, at least with America. There's a lot of weirdo like magic that went into the formation of America as a nation. But the spell work that was done, specifically starting with Trump announcing his candidacy, was the mantra, the spell, make America great again. That is spell witchcraft. That is witchcraft on those hats. That is a spell. It is also a marker of who is brainwashed by who when you're wearing stuff like that. Make America Great Again. The reason why his spell worked, like it was temporarily successful because of the momentum behind it, all right? Because of the outrage and the anger that he was like locked into. The reason why it's not going to work permanently, the reason why it will backfire, like even if he takes the presidency again, it's still like it's not going to work. We will go deeper into the dark timeline. Whether that happens or not, you need to not care about it. I'm serious, and you just need to be committed to sparkle motion. You can't worry about who's president. This is the one time where I will say you need to ignore that. Ignore that. That is not sparkle motion. That is not like it, and it doesn't have any bearing, because I was like, isn't that going to be dependent on who's like holding office and what? And the answer I got was a resounding no. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is currently in office. It doesn't matter who will be in office. Whatever this energy is, whatever this window of opportunity is, it's like not dependent on that. It is dependent on like what we are doing for some reason. And that's like part of this. There's some sort of like reclamation of power thing like going on here. But Make America Great Again. The reason why that spell failed is because of the word again. When was America really great for most people? The greatness that they're talking about is the age of like segregation, of high patriarchy, of that kind of stuff. That was when America was great for a very specific niche. That's why that spell doesn't work, because that age is over. Donald Trump is a necromancer. A decent one, but still a like it's not gonna, like, it's a rotted corpse. Like, even if he reanimates the rotted corpse, it is still a rotted corpse and nobody wants to fuck it. Well, some of y'all maybe, but, you know, not most of us. It's a small percentage of people. So, the true spell is Make America Great for once. That's the true spell. That we can make America great. And this is not limited to America. So I don't want to make America great again. I want to make America great for once. Let's actually be the people who we claim we are. And we can do that. But it's not going to happen by us just going, oh, hey, we have this window of opportunity here. I feel the energy. Co-creation. That's the Tao. The Tao is saying, hey, I'm here. If you want to see it in materiality, you need to channel the Tao. You need to bring it through in whatever way you are bringing it through. And this is not necessarily a call for you to get more political or to take political action. Like I said, I don't know that this has anything to do with politics. I'm not sure. However, if your authenticity includes political action, then you just need to start that, or you need to increase the thing if you already are doing the thing. If you can feel the energy that I am talking about through this video, if you feel that energy that I am talking about with the big manifestations, because all of that is linked to this, that is the energy that you need to tap into and bring through. But I would say it's only going to work if you are authentically resonating with that. Just do what you're going to do if you feel called to it and if you feel this energy, because I have no idea what's going on. I'm just telling you like what it is. So let's go ahead and start pulling the cards. But I mean, that's the greatest magic trick of the age. Make America great for once. Okay. There's going to be some sort, there's like, this has to do with some sort of union. This has to do with all of this, like, I know this sounds so weird, but like for the past people who are coming into union, for the new people who are coming into union, for these groups of people who are coming into union, it's like important to this. So we have forgiveness here. I don't like, if you want the energy of like the mega happy timeline, this is essentially like forgiveness, in that for white people who are actually committed to the work and doing it, like, can a Black person actually let it go? Like the violations of white supremacy. For the people who are active, I'm not just saying in general, I'm saying for the people who are actually aligned with you. Like whenever we have like an aggrieved party, like someone who has been wronged, and the person responsible for the wronging, if that person comes to you in genuine forgiveness and I am doing the work, yes, you're part. If you want to come into union, if you want the magic to happen for that energetic release, you would need to forgive them if you are able to do it. For the people, like these would only be people that it is appropriate for like y'all to do this with. I'm not saying that you're just like, oh, this person is like you're not doing that with Alex Jones. Like unless Alex Jones had some sort of radical transformation, all right? But I'm just saying, like, that's the hard part about union, is that the work it takes from the person who is wronged is forgiveness. And I mean, for the type of magic that we are talking about and the sort of conversations that would need to be happening, we have to have a lot of room for each other. We can't just be like, well, you did this. And it's just like, all right. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. But I'm telling you, part of this stuff with y'all's past people and things like this is preparation for like this big thing. Whatever this big thing is. So we have forgiveness within the next few months. I'm also like, something's happening at like the macro scale within the next few months that has something to do with union. Because I've got listen to your intuition. And that's striking me as like the big energy. Listen to the energy. Listen to the Tao. Something rather large that has to do with forgiveness and union is going to happen within the next few months. We have romance here. Again, this is union. This isn't necessarily like, you know, people we're being in relationship with. This is the great coming together, okay? We need to be assertive. Yes, because whatever this union and like forgiveness and all of this thing is, this is about Avengers Assemble. This is about, and why I'm saying, like, if you believe that this is impossible, we can't do this because the Avengers need to assemble, okay? And the thing is, like, the collectives that are getting this message, because I promise you I'm not the only one getting this with, like, the intensity of this energy, because there's overlapping collectives everywhere. The people who are getting this, like, now are the people who are, like, the first wave people energetically prepared. I told y'all are going to be, like, leading stuff, and you're going to be met with like a lot of resistance, which is why y'all need people in y'all's camps, because it's like there's going to be a lot of opposition to this. Even though it's a good thing, even though it's a massively good thing, it's still change. And people don't like that. So if you have in any way feel moved by what I and what other people are telling you about this, I really encourage you, start doing whatever it is you have been called to do. And I don't care if that thing is like, I am I don't know, some sort of, like, the calling could be, you need to become a devout Christian. It is not for me to say what it is that is going to create this massive change. It is only for it to be authentic to you. And I'm dead serious about this. Like, your authentic change could very well be becoming a Christian conservative. I don't know how that is working with what I am talking about here, but it's sort of like, it's not meant for me to understand. I can't possibly understand it. I just know it has something to do with this, which is why I'm like, in talking about politics, this isn't about a particular political party. It's really not. It's about like the actual greater good. And that involves everybody. So it can't be like exclusionary. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, I'm telling you, y'all, there's like a massive amount of energy coming through. And it's like radically, like, this is like unity through diversity. That's like, somehow that's got to be how it works. And I will say, yes, despite the energy being very intense, this is like a slow development through materiality. It's not happening like tomorrow, okay? It's like a long timeline, which is why, like, you need a lot of people, and you need people holding the vision, like, long term. But it can't just be the vision and the energy. It has to be practical steps also within materiality. There's the resistance. There is the resistance. You see, like, here's what I want to say about this, because the two cards on my two bookends flipped up. This is what I was talking about as like practicality, like it's going to unfold in material. And I told you there will be opposition to this. What I will tell you is this is mental opposition. This is word witchery. This is propaganda. Also, despite whatever is going on over here, the side for a mega happy timeline has the pentacle. They only have the sword, is all I'm saying. Okay? So right now, this is looking stronger to me. Yes. Okay. So what we have here is already, there's going to be stuff in the energy even. Because what's going on with this Knight of Pentacles, this steady forward progress, is like reconsider. And it's paired with the sword. So there's like already stuff even in the energy going, oh, like, are you sure you want to do that? And when like this free-flowing energy starts going, like when we start running with it, no. I am telling you, even at the beginning phases, there is going to be, like, I don't know, this sounds crazy. Doesn't this kind of sound crazy to you? I don't know that you should do that. And then, like, when you, like, and that's with, like, the practical stuff. Like, the energy itself, there's, like, a no. There's some sort of, like, barrier to this. But, like I'm saying, like, the Tao must flow, and I'm just like that. It's almost like, don't go on. This is not the way. Take heed and go no further. Beware. Beware. It's like, are you going to get tricked by that? Or are you going to follow your heart? Right? And what else is going on with that reconsider and no is what I'm saying, like, there is stuff that has to be measured, right? Like, we can't just run out like a whole bunch of crazies just doing like whatever. Like, there has to be like measured action actually taking here, despite the excitement of the energy. Like, it needs, it needs a structure without a hierarchy. And what I mean is, like, when you just have a bunch of chaos, that's not really great. Usually you do need some sort of structure to have something of benefit to another person, at least long term. You need structure for a long term thing. The utter chaos, that's for like short term stuff. That's like a really raucous party that's like good for a night or two, but like it, you know, it eventually like peters out and it evolves again into a semblance of order. So why I'm saying structure without hierarchy is because hierarchy usually implies importance, and that's where we tend to get screwed up. Like, I'm the one with the important job and this is a peon. Like, we need structure without that. Like, structure where everybody's job is recognized as like relevant in whatever contribution it is they're making, okay? That's also what that reconsider and no means. It means like, yes, like this is very motivating and everything else, but like, we do need some structure here. There does need to be some order here. Just not like fascist or hierarchical order. And then we have no need to worry. As long as the actions are being taken, this is going to come together. Like I said, it's not like, I don't know whose job it is. Like, it's not my job to know what how this is working practically at the moment. It's just sort of like a call to action. It's sort of like, if you build it, they will come. And it's not one person. This is like a lot of different people. It's a community-based effort. And so then for this resistance, because this is like the first phase of this. All of this is like the Avengers are assembling. The first call is going out. Like, all of the people who are going to be on the first wave are all getting into order. They're all experiencing fated canon events, or they will be relatively soon if it is meant for them. And they're the ones who are going to be building the first wave of momentum in the material world. And it's going to be largely, that's what I'm saying, they're going to be, that's not easy either. That takes a lot of courage, that takes a lot of bravery, and it takes a lot of maturity as well, for what I'm talking about in theory. And then it's sort of once people see y'all's success, then it's oh, well, I want to, and then it's kind of that's when the physical momentum or the material world momentum builds, when they see the initial successes of the first people, and then they want to throw their lot in because they feel safe. But no one's going to feel safe without the first people taking the risk on the energy, on what it is that your intuition is telling you. But there's no need to, I'm saying, there's no need to worry. Build it, they will come. And then the resistance here. We have get more information. This is at the conclusion of whatever this first phase is here, and when people start taking action, that's when material resistance or something will be met. So if you're not dissuaded by this stuff right here in the energy, no, that sounds crazy to me, could never happen. If you're not dissuaded by that and things start happening in materiality, then there's going to be this phase. So let's get more. This is also pull clarifiers. Let's get more information. Well, it's strong-willed opposition. It'll meet whoever is doing this fairly quickly. Yeah, to build a wall of resistance. There's going to be a wall of resistance quickly built. But it's wands energy still. These are wands and swords. Two of Cups. Well, I mean, obviously it's people. Still, also Chariot is authority. The way this may be disguised, this resistance, is that it's going to disguise itself as good. The resistance to this thing is people trying to present themselves as doing a good thing, or being generous. Here, we want to give you all this. This is what this is it's when there's a corporate initiative, right, to diversify their hires. Oh, we have a commitment to social justice or whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's it's not that they don't have the initiative, but really all they're doing is hiring more people of color, but they don't really intend to pay them anything. They pay them the Six of Pentacles is crumbs. I am the wealthy person, give them, this is kind of give them some crumbs to satisfy them, so they just go away. So it's not going to look like a clash of MAGA supporters and leftist feminists screaming at each other. That's not what it's going to look like. The espionage here is going to be much more subtle and therefore much more devious. The resistance is going to come in the form of like some sort of like minor show of support. But what it's designed to do is to get you to like, we're going to give you a little bit of money so you shut the fuck up and let the adults do what the adults want to do. That's what that is. Here's some little money for you, but it's like to them, it's like 2 cents while they have $2 million. That's why it will look like that, because it will be, and that's why it's like, it's not going to look like it's not going to look like a certain political party or a certain type of person, because it's all types of people who are at that level, right? You're talking about a systemic change. And even people who are like preaching like certain leftist ideals and everything else, you know, they're not really living like anarchists now, are they? So those people, no matter what they say, are still benefiting monetarily off of the system that is. So they are not invested in severely altering that system for the greater good, but they will make a show of pandering to the people who actually want to make change to get them to shut up, to get them to get back in their place. See, we made a little gesture here. Now y'all need to stop. That's what that's going to look like. So likely, if you are a leftist, the call is going to be coming from inside the house. Likewise, if you are a conservative, the call is going to be coming from inside of the house. It's not the leftists. It's not the conservatives. It's everybody. Or at least who you, like, it's like this team thing has to end or something. I don't know, y'all. The energy is super, it's sort of like after this long like period of like, God, things are so fucked up. We have this window of opportunity. I feel so goofy saying that. There's this thing, don't, Knight of Swords, don't feel goofy saying this. Like, but I do, because I'm holding up like little cards. We can make America great. Like, my little cards. But it's just like, this is part, like saying stuff. Like, this is part of like fighting the good fight or whatever, or doing the work, saying whatever it is that I'm going to say. I might as well say it as long as it's authentic to me and what I believe can happen. Yeah. This resistance to whatever it is can't stand as long as it's called out. We've got to collectively, like, just start. The emperor has no clothes. The emperor has no clothes. And, like, the energy is shifting to, like, here's the thing. I remember people were so mad at me when I was saying this, but I was just like, y'all want to quibble, but the Tao is behind Trump. And it was. That's why people were saying stuff like, oh, he's like the second coming, or God is with him. Technically, God was with him. If we're talking about God as the major shift of energy, the forces, the intangible zeitgeist, okay? It was with him. It's not anymore. Or it is gradually, because it doesn't, all of this stuff that's repeating, this cycle that's repeating over again, it's empty, it's hollow, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it, and that's why it's almost like whoever is in political office right now is irrelevant. It's like irrelevant as long, like the energy is elsewhere. The energy has moved. I don't know who or where it's moved to or how that's going to come about, but I'm telling you, the energy is not with them, and it's not with the Democratic Party either. It's somewhere else. It's with the people, maybe, for once. So you are the people. If you want to bring the energy through successfully, you need to do, like, you need to speak. You're going to have success. If you are resonating with what I'm talking about, if you're resonating with the big manifestations and all of that, and like I told you, like, I'm saying something that sounds very political. It is not necessarily involved with politics. I'm just saying that energy, that zeitgeist is no longer over there. It's somewhere else. and it is likely with you. But it's not going to do anything if you don't act on it, is what I'm saying. So final advice, outcome. And I would say with that, you're going to find your enemies in interesting places. Your enemies are not going to be who you expect them to be, and neither are your allies. So that's why I'm saying people are going to have to get real cool with a lot of stuff relatively quickly. Everybody's got a lot of maturing to do if we want to have success. I'm telling you, this is correct. What I'm talking about, the energy. I'm sorry, that didn't. What I am seeing here about the energy and that I am talking about, it is correct. Whatever these partnerships, these unions, whatever it is, they are going to be successful. Magic will be done here on a significant scale. There is about to be an insane shift, and people are going to have to be very, very strong in themselves. I'm telling you, like, it's your mental health, your physical health. If you have a spiritual practice, something, you need to get on that structure. And I'm not saying that you have to be 100% healthy to participate, because part of this is going to be for the people who are disabled. These are people in like wheelchairs and things. For the people who cannot do like more stuff than say maybe you could do or I could do. We're not leaving them behind. They need us to help them because they flat out, they can't do. There are people who can't do what you can do, okay? And they are going to need assistance. So if you are one of those people who needs assistance, that's fine. It's just that even for the people who are at different levels of ability, there's something there that like we need to shore up. Something, because like the force of this energy, like it will decimate people who aren't strong enough to like bring it through regularly. It'll die out, or like people will like enter into psychosis or something like that. I just want to check before I say that. I'm saying this energy is real. And I'm saying it's with us. Don't know who us is. That's a lot of people. If you are acting consistently with confidence towards this reality that you want to see, what this is saying is it's almost like you cannot, this result is not going to happen. You cannot fail. But the thing is, this is sort of like materiality at the moment. You cannot be, do not get distracted by the celebrities, Derek Zoolander. Like, you can't be distracted by that. You have to act. You have to act through it. And it's almost sort of like don't, like, just take the action. The energy is with you.